everyone, I'm back. It was the intent in class for you to try the problems in example 4 on your own, and then I was going to show you the solution. So we're going to pretend like that's happening. So I want you to try the problems in example 4 on your own, and then you can reference the scanned answer sheet that I uploaded for you, okay? And if you have any questions about those problems, please go to the discussion forum for this section, and you can ask your questions there, and I'll be happy to help you with anything you're having troubles with. We're going to skip to the last part of the section, which is the inequalities, and we're going to look at part A. Okay, so part A, we want to solve x to the 4th minus 19x squared is less than or equal to 6x minus 72. First step for these, you want to make sure you get everything on one side of the inequality. So we need to get 0 on one side. In doing that, we would need to subtract the 6x over and add the 72 over. So we end up with x to the 4th minus 19x squared minus 6x plus 72 is less than or equal to 0. All right, next thing, we want to figure out where is this polynomial equal to 0. Okay, so we change the problem into an equal sign, and we figure out where does it equal 0. Now we could use the techniques that we talked about earlier, right? We could list the possible rational zeros and do synthetic division and work it out like we did before. But if we're not told that we need to do it that way, we can just use the calculator and see if we can see on the calculator where does this cross the x-axis, because that would be where it equals 0. So we're going to pull your calculator out if you have it. Follow along and go to y equals, and we're going to type this in. So we have x to the 4th minus 19x squared minus 6x plus 72. Whoops. Wasn't watching what I was doing and I messed up a little bit. All right, x to the 4th minus 19x squared minus 6x plus 72. Graph. Okay, and then look at the graph and see, can you tell where does it cross the x-axis? Right, I think you can look at it and really, you can just see it for this one. So it looks like it's crossing at -3, +2, and +4. And we can check these if we hit trace. So trace -3, yep, that returned a 0. +2, yep, and +4, yes. So those are the 3 answers. And actually you can see how at -3 the graph comes down, touches, and bounces back up, right? It's rebounding. Remember, that means it has a multiplicity of 2. So we know actually that we found all of the zeros because we have a 4th degree polynomial, and we found if we add up the zeros, we have found 1, 2, and then this one counts as 2. So we found 4, and that matches that. So we can't have any more zeros than the degree itself. So I'm going to write these down. So we said we found x equals -3, +2, and +4. And what we're going to do now is build a sign chart. So build a number line, put these values on it. These are the zeros of the polynomial, right? These are where it equals 0. We're looking for where it's less than or equal to 0, so we would want to include these in our answer, right? So I'm going to put closed in circles on there to show you that. And then we're going to test values, plug them back in here, and see if it makes this true. So do we get something less than or equal to 0? If you have the calculator though, you might as well let the calculator do the work for you. So what you can do is hit trace and then pick any test value you want from this interval. So say -4, right? Pick a -4. If we type -4 in, hit enter, see how it gives us a y value of 48? So it's definitely a positive value. So I'm going to put a plus sign here to say that's positive. If we got a positive value here, is it less than or equal to 0? No, right? Positive numbers are not less than or equal to 0. So this is going to be a false interval, right? And then we keep going with this. So let's test something here. We could test 0. If we plug 0 in, I got 72. So we got another positive answer. So that's false as well, right? Next, choose something between 2 and 4. So say the number 3. I got negative 36 as an answer. So negative value, which actually makes this true. And then pick something bigger than 4. So I picked 6. I got a big positive number. So that one's going to be false, right? So the only interval that's true is from 2 to 4. We put brackets on the 2 and the 4 because we want to include those. But in addition to that, we had the negative 3 value that we said we wanted to include, right? And it's kind of on its own. It's not part of an interval. It's the only number out here that we want to include. So because it's the only number out there, we put it in set braces. So our answer is negative 3 or any number between 2 and 4 inclusive. All right, so what I would like you to do now actually is try to do the last problem on this sheet. So it's part B. Try to do part B. And I will post the solution for that one as well. All right, see you later.